Yeah, once you create account, you can use anywhere. It's the same thing, yeah.
Not a virtual machine. It's not a home computer. I can't use the virtual machine, right?
No, from home computer, you can use this one as well. This is everything in the cloud. So basically, you can do everything from the cloud. So at first, AWS free tier account. So we go there and sign up for a free AWS account. So and over there, we're going to work basically. So once you set it up, then after that, you'll be able to log in. So let's have a look at that setup process. Now, let's say once you log in, then you'll see this kind of services, right? Services means they have many different services in here in the left-hand side, analytics, application integrations, blockchain, right? They have competing services, container services, many stuffs they have. This is their services. And then after that, you may have console home, something like that in here. Or what do you have in here? This just below the services. Do you have anything?
No.
Okay, that's fine. This is kind of like a shortcut.
Okay.
So, but main thing is services. And then if you click on AWS, it may take you to the kind of homepage like that. And this is the search options. On the right-hand side, this is mostly it is Cloud Shell. Then this is the notifications. And there are some settings in here. Like some people like dark mode or something like that. Light or browser default. I don't know what is browser default. A browser default is fine. After that, this is your, on the right hand side, your account details, your account. This is the locations in North Virginia.
North Virginia.
Yeah. Your one may be showing global, right?
My one is also not.
Okay, leave it like that. That's okay. This is a default location. Okay. Location means like this is the, if you do something where your information is going to saved. So this is kind of their data centers. So in here, there are many data centers like Asia Pacific, Mumbai, Asia Pacific, Sydney, right? Then this is the locations, data center locations here. So if you configure something in here and if you select the locations, your information will saved on that locations.
So our one is saved on North Virginia.
This is the default, yeah. Yeah. We can change it, but practice purposes, whatever default is okay. Account under that, this is your account, your organizations, service codes, billing and cost, security credentials, everything kind of like account management. Yeah, this is my account details basically. As a security based practice, we recommend you to assign MFA. Yeah, you can assign this one. Year one is already set up with the MFA.
Authentication.
Because if you try to log in here, but mine one is not set up. But I can set up this one later on. But That's fine. So this is the account, your organizations. You can set up some informations about your company details, right?
So if I just click the complete section, click the complete the account services, the security credentials.
Yeah.
Click that one, it shows me like complete.
Complete sign up.
Mhm.
That's fine. You have to close this window and go back. It may take because your one is very new account. That's fine. So there are other stuffs we have. So we're going to work pretty much in this portal. Okay. So you have this login window.
No, I'll just close, sorry.
Yeah, so you just close the right hand side, that one. That's the only
I
page.
close the entire thing.
No, then
Let me
it's
go
it's
back.
gone. Yeah. So just log in. So AWS console login. All good.
Yep. Where should I go? Go to services.
So after that, leave it like that. So this is pretty much you logged in. You set up your account. So later on, we can work around here.
Yep.
Now let's go to our module 2, understanding your AWS account. So AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam objectives covered in these chapters may include billing and pricing, compare, contrast various pricing models, recognize the various account uh, structures in relations to AWS billing and pricing, identify resources available for billing support. So these chapters, is majority of the stuff is about account and billing around that side. Let's say AWS web service is a really big place. Each account has access to more than hundreds of distinct services. So once you create your account, pretty much you can use everything. Anyone with the right account credentials can launch new service instance without anyone else knowing. For the most part, resource running within one AWS region will be invisible to you when you have got any one of the nearly 20 other regions selected in your console. With all that going on all the time, there are going to be two account level things you want to be clear about. So what's it all going to cost you? Because cloud services are scalable, there's virtually no limit to how much of them can purchase and how much they can cost you. Who's running the slow? In other words, who has the authority to make big decisions about firing up and shutting down account resource? In addition to the fact that those decisions will be significant financial implications. That means now you have the full admin permissions. Root users means now you're the kind of administrator. So you can do pretty much everything. Now, how much resource is running, how much is going to close, uh, is all actually about your decisions. Because what happened when 4 or 5 people have access, or if they put something over there, if it is running over there, then at the end of the day, your cost will be higher. So that's why like you need to have a more control around that area, like who is actually using, how much resources they are running. So those things you need to take care. Now, maintaining control over access to administration resources will be the primary focus of AWS resources, but monitoring and keeping a lead on cost is what you are going to learn about here. So what you'll see include the following, that taking advantage of the AWS free tier, so which you already sign up, understanding how AWS services are priced and how to model pricing for complicated combinations of resources. Understanding the usage limits AWS places on some services and how to raise those limits. Keeping on top of your actual account cost. So these things we're going to have a look in details. So the free tier, AWS figures that the more comfortable you feel working with its services, the more likely you'll eventually start moving serious workloads to its cloud. AWS offers a generous free tier for 12 months after opening new account. Under the free tier, you can freely experiment with light versions of most of the AWS service without being billed. So 12 months, you can basic stuff you'll be able to use. There's no charge for that. So how does it works? Like in the free tiers, for instance, you are allowed to run a T2. T2 is one kind of tiers. Like whatever start with T2 or something, that you can use them free. Kind of. Microelastic Cloud Compute, which is EC2 instance, powered by either Linux or Windows for up to 750 hours per month. You can effectively keep a low demand website going without interruptions for your full first year. So 750 hours per month, you get free, your VM can run for free. So that's a lot. Yeah. So he's saying that almost 1 year, you can run a website without any cost. You don't have to consume those 750 free tier hours by running a single instance. You could instead choose to experiment with some more complex, such as high availability deployment involving running 2 or 4 concurrent instances for a few hours to test resilient failover architectures. If the total monthly hours of runtime don't exceed 750, your credit card won't be billed. But if you run more than that, they will charge. For example, in my case, I don't have any free tier. So whatever I run, whatever I create, so there's a cost for that. But when I do some experiment and stuff, it doesn't cost a lot, maybe monthly $20-$30, something like that. Yeah.
How much they charge for them?
So those things we're going to look at in details, because billing is not like a subscription, like monthly basis you purchase one license. It's more on, let's say you're running database services, you're running virtual machines, you're doing many stuff. So it's for every single thing you do, for that there's a charge. So you don't have to consume 750 hours, but you can do some experiment. If the total monthly hours run exceed 750, then you have to pay for that one. Similarly, you can write down database services up to 750 hours per month, and you can store up to 5 GB of data within simple storage service buckets. This is called S3. S3 means simple storage service. This is kind of like a storage service. Should you go over your limit at any point, you'll be billed for the excess amount at normal AWS billing rates. Just to give you an idea what that might cost in real terms, free tier eligible T2 micro instances using Linux on EC2 running in the US East region for say 850 hours through a single month would cost you only 1.16 USD at current rates. So that's because you would be billed only for the hours your usage exceed the free tier maximum. Now, tracking your free tier usage, there are two ways to monitor your usage, especially in relation to your free tier limits. The first approach involves nothing more than waiting for message to arrive in your email box by default. Free tier related email alerts are automatically sent whenever account activity approaches or has passed free tier limits. So you'll see always, because you create the account, your email is associated with that. If something is running, you get some message around that. Besides turning them off from the preference page is the billing dashboard in the AWS Management Console. The only thing you can do about alerts is to choose a different email address. You can access the billing dashboard in the AWS Management Console. The only thing you can do about alerts is to choose a different email address. It's saying that you cannot yeah. Only thing, you cannot remove the notifications, but you can choose a different address. That's what he's saying. Okay. You can access the billing dashboard from the account drop-down menu that's illustrated in here, like that. So under your account, you can see the billing dashboard. So you can do work around that areas. The account drop-up menu that includes a link to your billing dashboard. The second tracking tool will appear to your bottom of the billing dashboard for any account that is still free tier eligible. Figure 2.2 shows you what such a usage tracking tools looks like. The thirstiest service on your account are not on that active just yet, but you can see how Amazon S3 storage currently 6% is only one usage metrics that are tracked, put and get request into, and out of S3 bucket also have their own limits. The free tier usage tracking table displays an account's busiest AWS services, like storage services using. These are the free tier usage limit and monthly usage information you can see as well. So choosing the view all button will take you to a page that displays all current free tier usage, even if you have not been doing much with your account yet. You might be surprised how much is already going on behind the scenes. So a dashboard is, let's say if I go to my locations over there, there's a billing and cost management. What's new in billing cost management? Okay, next. Refresh navigations, smarter homepage, cost optimization hub, data export, explorer data, etc. This is kind of like a billing dashboard. Can you see this one?
No, I can't. I opened that one, it shows me like complete sign up.
Oh, maybe because you have that. So billing is not ready yet for you because that service, your credit card need to be verified or something like that. But that's okay.
Then only I can access it.
Yes, so that's need to, but there's no other options to verify or
equivalent amount in local currency with a pending transaction for 3 to 5 days to verify your bank account. This is an authorization.
Oh, I think yeah, there's a verification method, something like that. Yeah, they will charge something and then you need to put the amount, how much they charge, something like that. Yeah, that one need to be verified. Then you can check the billing stuffs mostly. But at the moment, let's have a look this one because that's either you need to verify that one or you may need to add another, credit card details or something, which may be your savings card, saving debit card. That can work as like a credit card as well, something like that. You just cannot verify your card. That's why it's holding you over there. But fees tier or fee services will be
They may temporarily they hold up $1. We are not enabled for that international
transaction.
Like.
Should not be, if it is locally in here, it should be connected, but not sure about that one. You see this month, July was 32, but after that was very less. After that, there's no charge, I think. September, October, November, I don't have any charge. Oh, okay. But they are user friendly, so pretty much you can see the details. Let's say Cost Explorer will show you the cost and usage graph, like how much you spend, which area, how much you spend, you can see in details. Load balancer took a lot of steps. That one is EC2 instance $10. Green was tax. Oh, small one was S3 bucket, etc. Okay. Many different graphs you can check. But anything to do with the billing and costs, this is the under billing and cost management. Pretty much you can manage everything. Okay.
I think they hold for the USD dollar firm. Only $1 they hold. Then only I can access it.
Yeah. But that need to be verified from your account.
I think they will give it back, I think, to 3 days.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So there's a CloudWatch, invoices, savings, taxes. Pretty much you can see all this info. Yeah, I have my payment preference. I have my credit card details updated. Oh, billing control email is not there. Why? See, my main important things, email is not there. They have that one updated as well. So pretty much, yeah, their payment system is all good. Yeah, so everything is cost related things we have in here. Now, what's available under the free tier? 12-month free tier, available free service features include the following: 30 GB of either magnetic or SSD volumes from Amazon Elastic Block Storage, which is EBS. EBS volumes are usually used as the primary data types for EC2 instance. For context, 8 GB is normally more than enough space to run Linux OS driving busy web server. EBS is kind of like a storage, like a hard disk, for example. They have the hard disk over there. So 30 GB is free. 500 MB per month of free storage of the Amazon Elastic Container Registry ECR. ECR is a service for storing and managing Docker container images. 500 MB is enough space to satisfy the needs of nearly any use case. Then 50 GB of outbound data transfers and 2 million HTTP and HTTPS requests for Amazon CloudFront distributions. These are annual rather than monthly accounts. CloudFront is Amazon's content delivery network that you can use to serve cached copies of your account to remote users at low latency rates. 1 million API calls per month on Amazon API Gateway. API Gateway is a tool for managing your organization's applications programming interface. APIs allow users and applications to connect with mobile and web-based resources. API full form? Application Programming Interface, which is API. So with the API is another kind of like a browser. From the API, you can log in and you can manage few things. Now, permanently free service. So some AWS service can be useful even when consumed at levels so low that they don't need to be built. In such cases, AWS makes them available at those low levels over any time span. These use cases include the following, like 10 custom monitoring metrics and 10 alarms on Amazon CloudWatch active at any given time. You use CloudWatch either directly or in combinations with other tools to track resource performance and cost. 10 GB of data retrieves from Amazon Glacier per month. Amazon Glacier is a low-cost storage service that's ideal for long-term storage, where you are not only likely to require quick access to your data. It's like a storage services. This is also free, 10 GB of data. 62,000 outbound email message per month when Amazon Simple Email Service, ACS. ACS is an enterprise scale email service geared to organizations that regularly send large volumes of emails. 1 million requests and 3.2 million seconds of compute time for AWS Lambda functions. Lambda lets you run code in response to network-based triggers without having to worry about provisioning any underlying server infrastructure. Now, product pricing, as you plan, launch, and then manage your AWS deployments, keeping cost within your organization's budget is going to demand a lot of your attentions. So you need to understand how AWS build works and each service you are considering, and you'll need to know how quickly get your hands on accurate pricing informations. So understanding pricing is very important informations, whether you are working over there, whether you're managing services, you need to understand the pricing. So finding AWS pricing documentation. So each AWS service has its own web page dedicated to pricing. For example, that URL and introductory overview of S3 services, this one. To get the pricing page, you simply add a slash and the word pricing. So which is this one. Once on the page, you'll find easily read tables displaying pricing labels per hour, month, or some other measured unit that's appropriate to service. Pricing can vary between AWS regions. So there is usually some kind of drop-down menu to display only the details you need to see. As an example, the S3 page lists the cost of usage measured by metrics such as storage, request, data transfers, and cross-region applications. So if you go to that website, we can see Amazon S3 pricing. S3 is like a storage.
Which page you have? AWS?
Yeah, AWS. This is another separate website. So this website address in the lecture slide, it has this address like HTTPS, then aws.amazon.com/s3/pricing.
So if I type that in, it automatically goes.
Yeah, this is the web address. aws.amazon.com/s3/pricing. Okay. So in here, you can see that storage and request pricing model. You can see that this is based on, again, locations, different location, different pricing. So let's say if it is, we are living in Australia, so Asia Pacific, Sydney. S3 standard, general purpose storage for any type of data, typically used for frequently accessed data. Like first 50 terabyte per month will be 0.025 per GB. per GB is 0.025. Next 450 terabyte will be 0.024. And over 500 TB per month will be 0.023 per GB. That's the calculations. S3 intelligent tier, automatic cost savings for the data without unknown or changing access patterns. So you get monitoring and automations, frequent access tier. For each of them, you can see the charge. And Glacier is kind of like a long time storage. We are using that one, but that one is very cheap, 0.005 per GB. Flexible one, 0.0045 per GB. They're using cents as well, see? So because that's their billing model. If I move to Ohio is different, 0.023. If I move to California, 26, the expensive. Hong Kong, 25. Jakarta, 25. Melbourne, 25. Oh, Osaka, it's all same. So it depends on the locations, they have a different pricing model. So pricing documentations, even like similar way, if you go to selecting a different AWS regions will drop down, will sometimes display significant difference across global AWS infrastructures. Note the cost of various storage tiers when applicable, how those rates change at various volume levels like 050 TB per month or 500 TB per month. You'll often find yourself paying less for each unit of what AWS products that you consume when you buy in bulk. Similarly, the EC2 pricing page lets you choose between on-demand, spot, reserve instance, etc. So this is another one. EC2 instance means for virtual machines, basically. There's a free tier, on-demand. Yeah, you need to have AWS pricing calculator. Easily calculate your monthly cost. So they have some informations like on-demand capacity, preservations, document, business critical events, like what purposes, what kind of model you're going to choose. Reserve or dedicated capacity, on-demand capacity, or Amazon EC2 capacity blocks for machine learning, dedicated host. So if you have a dedicated host, it will be expensive. If it is like on demand, it will be different kind of price. There's a AWS pricing calculator as well. Over there, like we can search by location type, region, let's say Ohio, service, let's say EC2. Amazon EC2, like what kind of EC2 means virtual machines, what kind of virtual machines you're going to run. You need to select that one. So I'm going to say configure, name EC2. Same site. Same site over there is a calculator. pricing calculator. If you go down, it's saying AWS pricing calculator. Let me check. Yeah, this one, AWS pricing calculator. If you go down a bit, AWS pricing calculator. So it's kind of like EC2 VM, region, tenancy, shared tenancy, or dedicated. Dedicated means dedicated VM or host will be there. Operating system, Linux or Windows, let's say Linux at the moment. Constant usage workload, yes, always is going to be used. Number of instance, one. Number of VM, we put one at the moment. Any instance family, leave it that one default. Any CPU, any show the current generation instance, this one. We leave it like 2 virtual CPU.
This one is just search for all location type or all solutions.
All location type.
Location type.
A location type in here, we just click on region, choose a region. The default one is East US. After that, I didn't make any changes, just go down. This one, choose some default. This is very, very small. I'm going to choose at least 1 GB memory. This one, T4G.micro, okay? 2 virtual CPU, 1 GB memory, up to 5 gig network performance, CBS, this one, okay?
Yeah. But this one, I can't find this one. Like a find a service. You type anything?
So you have like this one, description?
No. Create estimate configure or meta.
Maybe into
Correct page, right?
find service, you just put EC2 here. Type EC2. Then if you go down a bit, then configure. Yeah, this one. Then you will see all the systems. This one, yeah, this one you choose. EC2 means there are many, under the calculator, you can do many stuff, but this is only one thing we are looking at, which is EC2 instance.
EC2 means you said virtual machine.
Elastic Computing Service is basically virtual machines here. This is just the name. Name is like that. So I'm choosing this one, 2 virtual CPU with 1 GB memory, that one. Okay. T4G.
T4G micro.
Yeah. Payment options, computer saving. This is a mini plan. If you say for 1 year, one kind of charge. If you say 3 years, another kind of charge.
I have to do this one too, right? Or
just select and leave it like that and follow this one. You don't have to do anything. Just follow this one. Yeah.
okay.
Payment options. So this is a competing service plan, EC2 instance saving plan, on-demand plan. So there's a many different plan available. 1 year, 3 year. So it's kind of like if you purchase for more year, maybe cost will be lower. See, monthly $3 per month. So $3 per month. But if I select for 1 year, see $4.5 per month. So if you run this VM, it cost will be, let's say $5 per month, which is not too bad. Right? In this way, pretty much we can select if I want 2 GB memory, cost will be $10 per month. But if you increase or decrease that locations, all these things have impact with this price, basically. if I do this one in Sydney or something, or Melbourne, yeah, kind of like whatever you choose, based on that, it will provide you the price. So you know like how much will be the estimated cost for that particular things. So pricing documents is important. So you can get a lot of important information from there. Now, working with online calculators, there is another way to visualize the true cost of a complicated multi-level deployment. If you just had to enter all the configuration parameters you would need to get your workload running in AWS, and an easy to read itemized cost sheet came out the other end. Module modeling alternate stack profiles would be a bridge. AWS provides two regular update modeling tools, a simple monthly calculator to help you understand what running any combinations of AWS resources will cost you, and the total cost of ownerships calculator to closely compare what you are currently paying for on-premises servers with what the same workload would cost in AWS. Let's say something on-premises, if you're running, of course, you need to have a servers, electricity, power, all these things you need. But they have kind of like they can show you some comparison. And based on that, you can identify which one is beneficial for you. Now, AWS simple monthly calculator. You'll find simple monthly calculator in the internet. So basically, this is, I think, yeah, this is the entire thing, basically, yeah. Calculator.s3 Amazon aws.com.index. So down the left side of the page, there are tabs for each of the AWS service for you, which calculators works. All the basics are covered. When you choose a tab, you'll find where you can put data representing the usage of your planned service. So if I click on that one, yeah, how it works, AWS pricing calculator, add services, configure service, and view estimate totals, which we have looked at already on that calculator. Is similar, basically, this one and that one.
Did I type it in or not?
Second,
Did I type it in, that one?
yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. So that's basically calculator.aws, I think, and hit enter. This says AWS pricing calculator, estimate the cost for your architecture solution. And then create an estimate. Start your estimate with no commitment and explore AWS service and pricing for your architect needs. Cost estimation, you can see it's taking us to same place, right? Search by location, region, Asia Pacific, service, maybe storage. Storage, if you want to configure, let's say Amazon simple storage service. Simple storage service is S3. So if I say I need to say configure, and then S3 standard, data transfer, these two things, features I want to check. S3 standard storage, enter amount. I put 5. Oops. Still, the calculators below calculate your tier discount. S3 storage 10. 10 gig or 10 terabyte. I put, okay, 10, I put 1 gig, then it's easy for me to find out the info. How will data be moved into S3 standard? Especially data is already stored in S3 storage. Put copy post list equals S3 standard, get enter return by the S3 select value unit. Other things I think leave it default, okay? And data transfer, show calculations. For 1 GB, there's no cost. Okay, I put 1 terabyte. Oh, you can see it, like you don't have to go down. You can see on the left-hand side, total monthly cost will be 26 US dollar. Right? Show details. You can show you details as well. So this is a price calculator. In this way, you can calculate the price basically. This is estimated. Again, this is not fixed. Like just like you can have idea like how much will be cost if you're using these services. Now this is calculator. Yeah, basically if you have any disaster recovery you select, or if you have selected S3 instances or EC2 instances, for that there's a separate charge. Yeah, this is the CSV format basically. Yeah. So there are other options like save and view summary. This is the summary. Total 12 months cost is $307. And then after that, you can export this one. You can share this one. You can download as PDF or like CSV. You can download like that.
Now we check save and view summary. Is it that one?
Yeah. Then you can see the calculations, right? Breakdown and the calculations pretty much in the Excel file. Many people, do using Excel file because they may do other calculations over there. Or you can have, if you download PDF, it has a PDF versions as well.
Now should we go after this? Is it that one?
So after that,
Mhm.
if you see this, can you see the price?
Yes.
And yeah, so you can see the details in here, but in here there's export.
Yes.
If you click on export in this way, like CSV or PDF, in this way you can save it. Just select that one.
Is that in PDF?
Then it will follow the prompt. It will ask you to save the information.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, in this way you can do this one in the proper. Right? This is kind of like one of the cost. We have a date and time, kind of like you get a quote, something like that. Similar to that, yeah. Quotations. Yeah. AWS total cost of ownership calculator. You can get things going by pointing your browser, AWS Amazon TCU calculator, and then choosing the launch the TCU calculator button on the intro page. The idea is that you enter the configuration specification of your current on-premises or co-location deployment, and the calculator will provide you detailed informations. Right, this is another options we have.
The calculator, they have many things here,
Yes.
many services.
Yeah, all the service pretty much you can find out the details. The calculator's 25-page PDF report includes 3 year total cost of ownership, price tag, AWS 310,000 against the equivalent on-premises cost will be 554,000. It shows the top table breakdown. This one, TCO. Yeah, this one I have looked at. It's taking to the same place. Yeah, basically these are the informations we have to calculate the cost. Okay. So pretty much you can get this kind of on-premises, let's say you have this much cost, but AWS maybe it will be less. Storage cost and AWS it will be less. But that is, it depends how long you calculate it. Maybe if you purchase something, it will go for 5 years. But 5 years time, if you're paying in the cloud, then you check like how much you paying over there.
So we can calculate over whatever the 5 years.
3 years maximum, yeah. 3 year total. But overall, they're trying to say that AWS price will be lower. But realistically, you need to find out, which one is lower. Of course, like, physically, you need people and many other things, electricity, many other things, so it will be a bit higher. But compared to that, in the cloud, it will be lower, yes. Compare the on-premises cost of running your applications with AWS cost. Let's say on-premises, you have some application running. Now, if you move this one to cloud, what will be the cost? So you can find out those informations. Select a currency and either on-premises or co-locations to describe who is currently hosting your servers. Select the AWS region, the most sense of your cloud deployment, and then whether you're currently running your workload or physical servers or virtual machines, either hardware configurations of your non-database servers in the servers row, and then choose add row to display a second row where you can enter your database servers configurations, including the database engine, MySQL, Oracle, SQL running servers you're running. Enter the type of amount of data storage you are currently using. So when you're done, choose the calculate TCO button. When you type of amount of data storage you're currently using, when you're done, choose the calculate TCO button, read through the output and download the report. So let's have a look. This is exactly the same place. That button I can't see in here. Add service, configure service, and then you get the info. Okay. So pretty much in this way, you can calculate this one. Currency we selected Australian dollar. Region we have selected. Hardware is selected. Then calculator we selected, and then you can download the report as well. Now, service limits, the total scope of the AWS cloud is vast. It's hard to even visualize just how much computer or storage capacity is available for its customers. For various reasons, AWS imposed limits on the scope of resources you can use. That means you cannot use everything for your company. It's kind of like they have to balance, make sure all the customers, they get the service. For instance, you'd allowed to run only 20 on-demand and 20 reserved instances of the EC2 F5 large instance type at any time within a single AWS region. That's kind of like limitations they have. Other instance types are limited to similar maximums. This would seems to reflect Amazon's desire to ensure that all classes of resources should be reliably available to meet new demand and not all held by a few large customers, right? But it can also protect customers from having automated process accidentally launch resources that generate unsustainable cost. Most service limits are soft, meaning that you can manually request that AWS increase the limit for your account. However, some limits are hard and cannot be increased no matter how long you threaten to hold your breath. You can find complete and up-to-date list of service limits on this documentations page. Let's say IP address range, like how much IP address you'll get. So there are limitations.
Different page.
Yeah, it's different page, is a more on AWS service limits. Yeah, AWS general reference provides AWS service endpoint and quota informations. Quota means what kind of credentials you'll be able to use, how many IP address you'll be able to use, what is the API, etc. These detailed informations we have basically. Okay. So the main point is in here that they have a kind of service limit. That means you cannot use everything. Like a big customer, they cannot consume everything. So it's kind of like they have a balance. But if you need, you can contact with them and you can get more resources. Okay. So basically that page has some informations. Now, billing and cost management, all this considered, the health of your organization's finance and operations can depend a great deal on it, great deal on the ins and outs of your AWS account. So besides the performance of your infrastructure resources like EC2 instances, you'll want to keep your close watch on the account itself. The various tools found in your billing dashboard can help you to look at your account. The dashboard itself, as you saw earlier, is accessible. Dashboard itself is accessible through the account drop-down menu at the top of the AWS Management Console. So this billing dashboard, so it has month to date spent by service displays from which choosing the bill details. Billing dashboard also include link to pages you can make the payment, right? Pretty much you can see all these stuffs. You can create a budget. AWS budget is tool for tracking specified set of events so that when a preset threshold is approached or passed, an alert, perhaps an email is triggered. You can create one of the three budget types. Cost budget to monitor cost being incurred against your account. Usage budget to track particular categories of resource consumption. Reservation budget to help you understand the status of any active EC2, RDS, Redshift, or Elasticsearch service server reserved instances. You might have the budget setup. Budget setup process has two parts. Set the terms of your budget, meaning what it is that you are tracking, and define how and when alert sends. So you can set up a budget. So create a budget to track your spending. So let's have a look. If we go to our console, in here, yeah, so basically you go to billing and cost management. Under your account, there's a billing and cost management. We go there. Over there, we can see this billing and payments. If you have any bill, you can see that 1st of January to 31st January bill status is pending. Okay. So in here, payment, that's you can update. Credits, if you have any credits, you can see those informations. Cost Explorer. So which area, how much you spend. You can monthly, weekly, you can get the details. Purchase order, monthly cost and usage, you can see daily cost, AWS market. So there are many different reports available. Yeah, this is monthly cost by service. It can show us these informations, but you can change this one to, daily. You can see the daily info as well. If you click on free tier and see like what is running, there's a CloudWatch is running in free tier, which even I don't want that, but it's okay. Yeah, then you have cost categories, cost allocations, billing conductor, all these stuffs, and budget. Like what is your budget? You can set up the budget, and then if you reach that budget, you'll get some notifications. Let's say I want to create my budget. So create a budget. Use templates, zero spend budget. What kind of template I want? Zero spend or monthly? Okay, zero spend budget. My zero spend budget. This is the name already there, but if I want, I can change it. And click create budget. Oh, email recipient. So I'll put my email address to get the notifications. Okay. Yeah, that's budget is $1. So that means if any spend happen, I'll get the notifications. Then you can see budget health is 0. Threshold is okay. Budget amount is $1. Start from 1st of January, monthly. You can set up the alerts. So currently alerts will go to my email address, but you can set, you can edit alert, and you can say, yeah, it's already my email address is there. So I can put the comma and put another email address as well. Okay. So they are fairly, reasonable. This is one budget. I go to budget again. Create a budget. This is like a monthly cost. Budget maybe $10 monthly budget. For me, this one is important because any expenses happen, then I'll get a notifications. Otherwise, I don't know like what's going on. So budget is important. Then monitor your cost. In-depth deployment planning and properly configured budgets are important tools, but they're not enough. Just like smart security professionals will build layer of firewalls, permissions, and physical controls around their applications infrastructure, account administrators will also watch events from multiple perspectives. Ongoing monitoring is key part of that mix, and that means getting to know Amazon's Cost Explorer and its cost and usage reports. So Cost Explorer lets you build graphs to visualize your account's historical and current cost. If you're in a hurry, you can select one of the preferred views provided by the service. Alternatively, you can launch Cost Explorer tool to open heavily customizable view that lets you filter account fast events by date, region, availability zone, instance type, platform, and others. CSV formatted files based on customized views can also be downloaded. You can save report views to ensure they will be quickly available whenever you want to drop in for these particular combinations of informations. Cost Explorer already we have looked at, right? That basically that graphs. This is the graphs, right? And you can save this report as well. Yes, so then once it's activated, then you'll be able to see those information. Now, cost and usage reports. Cost and usage reports are accessed from reports link and billing dashboard. So basically, this is what is the usage reports also you'll be able to see from there. Yeah, Cost Explorer, saved reports, free tiers, pretty much all these informations you can see. You can control for the level of details and enable support for Redshift or Amazon QuickSight to handle the visualizations and analyze of what can become significant volumes of data. So basically this report, you can download a CSV format, and then in this way you can see the details. Another thing is cost allocation tags. Tags means what purposes you are using these services, you can put a tag. Tags are metadata identification elements representing a source and its actions. Tags can be used to organize and track your resources, allowing you to visualize and better understand how resources are being used. Just to confuse things, however, AWS offers two distinct kinds of tags that actually have nothing to do with each other. Resource tags are often used in busy accounts to help administrators quickly identify the purpose and owner of a particular running resource. With hundreds of instances, security groups, buckets, and service definitions scattered through your account, being able to instantly understand what each one is supposed to do will make it a lot easier for you to know how you should manage it. Cost allocation tags, cost allocation, cost tags are only meant to interact with billing tools and won't show in the context of any other AWS resource process. So these are the tags, resource tags, cost allocation tags. Like resource tags, cost allocation tags will help you efficiently identify your resources, but only for the purpose of tracking your account spending. So AWS generate cost allocation tags, which automatically generates when resources are created, user-defined cost allocation tags. So what it means, let's say if you create any virtual machines, automatically it will create one tag and it will be kind of available in billing side. In this way, it is it is easy to understand. Tag means, let's say you want to check by locations, you want to check by services, service tags, location tags. You can see the details breakdown for each of the month. So there's a tag here, cost allocation tags. Yeah, so these are the tags types we have. These are default tags we have. This is when you create any resource on the time, you can generate this tag. Now, AWS organizations, formerly known as consolidated billing, AWS organizations allow you to centralize the administrations of multiple AWS accounts owned or controlled by a single company. This can make a lot of sense since many companies will own more than one account or might have shared AWS resources with vendors and clients. Being able to control the allocations of resource permissions, security, and spending from a single pane of glass is a big deal. It's also a convenient way to manage payments. So AWS organizations, if I go to my account, there's the organizations in here. Is saying AWS organizations is a central management for multiple AWS accounts. So kind of like you can add the account. Yeah, you can create a groups like that. Apply policies, enable AWS services. So create an organizations to manage multiple AWS account. So if you have multiple AWS account, then you can manage from here, create an organizations. See, this is one of the account I have. Then this is the root, and under that we have account one. I may have different email address account two, different email address account three. So large company, they may have multiple account. You can add in here, and from that you can manage. So pretty much this chapters is all about billing and calculator. So around that, so pretty much how calculator functions, how the pricing calculator billing, pretty much everything is about these steps.